My name is Alexis Davis, and I am from Inglewood on the south side of Chicago. Majority of my life, I've actually lived there. I still live there now. I have been private schooled majority of my life. When I was a kid, my daycare was Beautiful Zion on 63rd and Racine, and I went to Visitation. That's also a private school. It's Catholic. And then when I was about maybe 8 or 9. My mom had my sister, and we ended up moving to Wisconsin. And there, my sister's Lutheran, and I'm Catholic and Baptist. There, we went there. We were the only black kids in all-white school for a very long time. Like, other black kids didn't come until maybe 5 years later. And it was actually kind of cool because most of our friends are still white, and I mean, it worked out fine. Like, I have a nice variety, and then it's like my best friend is actually white. I've known her for 11 years, and we talk all the time. And it's like, even though we're not in the same state anymore, I can talk to her like I haven't missed a beat. And well, as far as my sister, it's kind of funny because she has never actually been around enough black people until she got older. It's quite funny. Actually, it was my uncle's funeral, and we were at church, and she looked up, and there was a lot of black people, and she was like, "Mommy, where did all these niggers come from?" And when I tell you, the entire church turned around, everybody turned around, and they were just shocked. But it wasn't because she was trying to be racist, but she had only been around white people, so a lot of things that she says is because even though our teachers, they weren't race or anything, but she never seen so many African American people. She never seen so many African American people in one sitting before, so it was kind of funny. And then it's we still talk about it now at our family reunions. If we meet up, we all talk about that one moment, because who would have thought a 3-year-old would have known that word? And no less that she used it in the perfect context, and she was just, well, where'd they come from? Even though it's our family, it's just, who would have thought it would have happened? And then it's now, her best friend is Molly. Molly now lives in Michigan. They don't talk as much, but they still talk every now and then. And now our friends are becoming diverse. Now she's starting to hang out with more African American kids, but it's you can see the change when you're able to see the change when you switch your friends up. From when my sister hung out with them, she was all about nature, and she climbed trees and things, and now she doesn't. And then me, when I was a kid, I was in Girl Scouts, ballet, tap, karate. I was very well-rounded. We did it all. My sister plays piano. We took languages. I took Japanese. She took Chinese. And then even though I went to a predominantly white school, they also offered German. So I took German for about a year, which was really cool. I don't remember too much. I could probably count to 5, but I mean, it was cool. It's different. And one thing that I have realized is the difference, being in a black school from being in all white schools. Black schools, they've taken out the fun things like art. When I moved back to Wisconsin when I was 17, I moved out on my own. I still had art as a senior in high school, and that was fun. Because when I was here in school, I didn't have art. They gave us music, and even now they're trying to cut out all those programs that help with the starting point of the brain. You need those so you can grow and learn and be well-rounded. Without those, you don't know what you have, and the music today, quite frankly, sucks. But we had art. We were able to make sculptures, and even as a senior in high school, we still had field trips. Here, kids don't get that, and there is such a difference when you're able to have it. And I feel lucky enough to be able to have had that, to have had the opportunity to go on field trips, to have art. And then we had intramurals in gym. Here, there are intramurals. And if you don't know what intramurals are, it's where actually all through your PE class, you learn how to play each and every sport. And then during Christmas, you guys have tournaments. And the tournaments depend on where you are, or whose gym class you're in. It's really fun. Learn how to play hockey, soccer. And then we even have swimming. Most African American high schools, I haven't seen them have swimming pools. I mean, some might, I'm not sure. Even the diverse ones, I haven't seen them, but maybe it's because the schools aren't that big. But in my high school, we definitely had a swimming pool, and everybody had to say swimming. It wasn't about your hair. It wasn't about anything. It's you can tell what area you're in due to what's going on. When I moved back to Chicago, people are all about clothes and what you have. And when I was in Wisconsin, it wasn't. We could go to school in pajamas, and people just understood this is that kind of day. It wasn't, oh man, you don't have enough money here. It go back to your shoes, your hair, your weave. It's all about materialistic things, and being there, they accept you for who you are and what you are. They understand that sometimes you struggle. Like, a lot of people that I went to high school with were homeless, and you wouldn't even know it. Like, it's the craziest thing ever. And it's like, we were all helpful. Like, if somebody was hungry, you could have my lunch. You know, we all had a helping hand. It was like, we didn't make fun of anyone because we understood at some point it was that, like, one of the girls in my class, she came to school, like, you know, my lights got turned off. At the time, I had my own apartment, so for like 2 weeks, she ended up staying with me, which was fine. I didn't have issues. Like, we went to school together. It's like everybody was able to help. The school was able to help. If you needed clothes, the school gave you clothes. And it's a good feeling because no one made fun of you. Except when you come into urban areas, people tend to make fun of you because you don't have what they have.